Yeah. Okay, Cam, I am turning it over to you.
Okay. Can everyone hear me? I'd like to open the meeting for the regular town parking commission meeting on Wednesday, February 4th at 7 p.m. I guess first things on the agenda is to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Marley, looks like she seconds it. All in favor? Okay.
Hello.
Um,
I'm on the Zoom.
so usually for parking violation appeals, we go through all of the appeals and then vote at the end of the meeting. You're welcome to stay. And if you don't stay to hear what we decide, then Stacy will get in contact with you. So first, who's here?
Kevin, Mr. Oxman, he is here in person. I don't know if you can see him, Mr. Oxman, maybe you might want to
Okay, yeah, I see him.
fly over. You see, okay. He is our first, he's the first to hop in, so I guess he will be the first one to share. Go right ahead, sir.
Pardon me?
Yep.
Okay, so I realize that I'm appealing for a very small amount, the parking fine, but my point is that we've lived here, my wife and I, for 35 years, and we were at the hub of everything at one time with our kids at school, and my wife had a store in town for 40 years, and then we got older. I'm coming up 80. My wife is 76 next month. And we don't come to town much anymore. We get as far as the post office and Water Stewards, things like that. So we don't come into town. So we knew nothing about the parking meters. We don't get the advertiser. So we just nobody's ever said anything to us. We didn't know anything about it. And I had come into town to visit Keith Simpson's friend of ours. He has a shop on office on Elm Street. And it was a bit late, so I just parked the car on the opposite side of the street to him, rushed up to see him, came back to the car and saw the ticket. And I looked around, I couldn't even see where the signs were. And then I saw the meter thing, and then there was the thing on a lamppost a little further down from where I parked. But I wasn't looking for one. So I wasn't thinking, hey, I'm going to take a chance on anything. I would have, I've never not paid a parking ticket. It's ridiculous. So my wife and I, we just did not know. We're sharing one car at the moment, so it's not like she comes in sometimes and I come in. So we just didn't know that there was parking. 35 years we've been here without ever a parking system. And so we didn't know. That's what it is. I had no idea that there was a parking. Even when I parked, I had no idea. I was looking for one, but I had no idea there would be one. There was one there. It was only when I got out of the meeting that I saw the ticket.
You've got somebody who wants to come in. Oh,
Is he done? Do you want me to go?
Well, he was just 1 second. So I guess he's done with what he wanted to say, but now the commissioners are the ones that they will be asking you questions. Those three commissioners, and
Marley, you want to go?
Oh no, I'm good. I was just unmuting just in case something came up or you needed me.
Katie, do you have any questions?
Sorry, was that a question?
No, not yet.
I have a question of Stacy, just because now I'm fumbling through all my pages. How far past the warnings period was this ticket issued?
January 7th. So we were into the new year already. So it was a few days.
Did we stop sort of the probationary period or the warnings period?
End of the
Thank you.
And then I have another question. I have another question for Stacy. Did Mr. Hagman get a,
This is,
no.
this is Mr. Oxman, I'm
oh,
sorry.
Mr. Oxman, sorry. Did Mr. Oxman get a, has he gotten any tickets before? And did he get a warning before the, like when the parking was, started?
That's
Ticket history, a ticket many years ago, no warnings because we were past the warning period. We were into the initial ticketing period.
Okay. And, yeah, that's kind of the only questions I have. Mr. Oxman, have you downloaded the app?
Sorry, was that a question of me?
Yeah.
Have you, Mr. Oxman, have you downloaded the app?
Have you downloaded
Have
the
they
parking
been
app?
downloading the
No.
parking out for future or for?
No, now I know that,
Okay.
so I don't need an app because they're on the
You'll use
street.
the machines,
So,
okay.
yeah, I mean, now I'm aware of it, I will be paying it. But I wasn't aware of it at the time, and neither was my wife. And nobody ever, the people we know, nobody ever said anything to us about it. He sits on his own parking spot, so I don't think even we're thinking along those lines, like, did you park, or did you pay a meter?
And I will just share with you from the parking department's perspective, okay. This initiative we started planning this initiative back in, we say July at least, probably prior to July, we got started. The new fiscal year was approved and we started with the purchase, started the process of purchasing the machines. And at that point, we started to put together all kinds of information to get that out there. From brochures, we had meetings with the business owners so that they can let all their shoppers know what was going on. Advertiser, selectmen newsletters, I mean, things were going out left and right to try to make everybody aware. And we also had a grace period from the time the machines got installed from October to the end of the year to get everybody acclimated to all this new
Okay.
system.
So,
So it's been,
how would you have got in touch with somebody like me?
well,
Who I don't
How do
really
you get your,
advertise.
how do you get your information now about things? How do you get your information that anything's happening in and around town? Do you have a favorite source? Because if you do, it's one that we missed. It's good for us.
I don't really have a favorite source. And we've been here so long that we just muddled through it now.
Correct.
We didn't know that anything special was coming out, and if we did, we thought we'd hear about it somehow.
But how would you expect to hear about it, I guess, is what I'm asking you, because if you say you don't get the newspaper and you don't
Right.
read the online, how would you hear about it?
How would I hear about it?
You said nobody, how would you?
No, there isn't a particular way that I know that I'll hear.
So how should we have notified you?
Well, off the cuff, I can think, so oftentimes when there's a storm, for instance, we get notifications from either somebody in the town hall or the police or something. They're put out I get it on the phone.
We have that too, for the parking department, you can get that as well.
Okay, I haven't got anything like that.
Cause you have to sign up for it, we can't just take your email address.
Oh, okay,
So-
well, I wouldn't sign up because I wouldn't thought it was something gonna happen, I didn't sign up for that. But that's one thing, you asked me how I would feel.
Yeah, how would you?
When there's storms or when there's other things they talk about, like
Mhm.
their problems in the town, that's how we hear a lot. That's how we get the information
Right.
on the phone. What was another way? I
Could
can't,
I just recommend that if you wanna stay, if you don't wanna be barraged with information,
right,
one of the things that the first selectman now is doing is got a, do you want? Caroline, can you mute yourself?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, appreciate that. One of the things that she does is she does send out a newsletter once a month.
okay,
So for people that don't wanna get all this daily information, and what she'll do is every month is sort of hit on the 4 or 5 most important timely topics of things that are happening in and around town. This is not necessarily related to parking, but just like in general.
got it,
And if you go on the town website, you'll see there's a place where you can sign up for that. And during that, in that, you can also ask to know about things like public works. If your road were being paved, right, you can say, I live on Main Street,
Yeah.
and you would know these things. So it's a great way to get information, but not have it be sort of thrown in
Right.
on a daily basis.
you know, in times past, when we were younger, and those years ago, we were in the hub of everything.
I'm-
And stuff was going on.
Mhm.
And as we got older, we just sort of happily disappeared into our own little
Right,
world back there.
but I don't want you to miss any important information, just in general, so.
Right,
So
right.
do,
Well,
do.
like I said, we get things like big storms and something that we always get the buzz and it comes on the phone, so we do see that.
Which means you've signed up for those specific
Do you know, I
outcomes.
must have, remember doing it?
You have to.
I must have done.
So sign up for others too, so that you,
Sure.
at least the newsletter, just
Yeah.
going forward.
I could do that.
I think you'll like it, so just get what you need.
Sure.
And how exactly do you sign up for that? You have to go online, right? And then to the
Yes,
town
we go on
website?
the website, there's a box at the top that says stay notified. And I should say that, you know, you're still getting them, which is good, but we did move over to this larger system a couple of years ago, and people did have to create new accounts. Some people had to create new accounts. You're still getting it, so.
Not wrong, we got one not long ago.
Okay, so that's good news. But what you can go in is edit your profile, and you can add on if you wanted any additional information. And the one I would recommend would be the newsletter, just because it is a monthly sort of summary of all things town that you might want to know about.
All right, well, that's good. I mean, you know,
And-
the parade and do all those sorts of
Sure.
Yeah.
right? But,
Important.
because we know about that.
And Mr. Oxman, do you, are you also aware that, what is it, the Park Street lot, but behind, you know, Elm Street has turned into a free lot?
Yeah, when I got the ticket, I then looked into everything
Mhm.
and I saw that there was a town plan. I saw the
Yeah.
plan of all the different places
Yes.
that now are available. But that's a little bit of hindsight. That's already, you know, after the toss is
And
gone.
the good news is now you know and you are informed.
Yeah, I am now informed. I know where they are. I know where I have to pay. You know, but at that time, I can tell you when it was a big surprise. I couldn't think where the ticket came from. First, I thought it was somebody joking or messing around, putting in one of their own tickets. That's happened to me in New York.
Yeah.
So it was their ticket on my account.
Oh, clever.
So I thought somebody was messing around because they thought, what do you mean parking tickets on Elm Street? You know, I never even thought about it after 35 years. But anyway, now I know. It's for real.
Cool. Mr. Oxman, do you have anything else that you'd like to say or?
Are you good
I
or,
think I'm done. I
okay?
think
Okay.
that me gone.
So, well, you're more than welcome to stay, but I think the parking commission has no more questions for you, so.
Okay, well,
I will let you know their decision
Okay.
tomorrow, probably through an email.
how will you do that?
Through an email, or if you want, I can give you a call, either or.
No, email's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got your,
Yeah, I might be outside clearing something.
perfect, so I'll send you an
Great.
email.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night to you
Yeah,
again.
you too.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll be here.
Take care.
Point.
That's right. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Carolyn is the next one up.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks.
So I had trouble just downloading the app. My credit card, I tried 3 times. It kept coming up as card error. I think I called the office right afterwards. So I got the $30 ticket and I don't know why it wasn't working on my app. And I was already in a meeting, so I couldn't go out to the, and do it manually. So, and I didn't know about it all on the streets either, but it was really the app that wasn't working. It wasn't taking my credit card.
Do you mind, so I know the commission will probably ask some questions, but my first question to you is what app were you trying to download?
The pay by phone.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
That is correct, so. The app, there was no problems with the app, you didn't even get to the point, I don't know why the app was rejecting your 2 credit cards. So you didn't even get to the payment portion of it, usually the download process, there shouldn't be a problem with the download and creating the account, so I can't speak to what was going wrong on your end. Because I have not gotten any phone calls from anybody having difficulty where the app was not downloading for them or they couldn't get that particular app. And I've never heard of it rejecting 2 credit cards. So.
Yeah, I did my American Express twice and I did my Bank of America and it wasn't going through. I think I spoke to you on the phone right after it happened. Had you
Me?
had trouble with people doing the app for the first time? I
No.
thought somebody said that there were some issues.
Well, then that wasn't me.
Okay.
We're not having any issues with the app. At all. And you
Okay,
were
well,
first downloading it, you weren't even attempting to pay, you were in the downloading process. So it wasn't even getting to the point where you could even attempt to pay, where you were having a problem, you didn't even get to download the app, they were rejecting your credit cards, and that is not something that we could answer, because that was not something on our end. That was having to do with the app itself, and nobody was, no.
We've had big for how long?
We've had pay by phone since 2014, I believe. We've had the app since 2014, pay by phone. So we have not, again, it wasn't that you were having a problem paying. It was a problem that you were having downloading the app, and I can't explain to you why, because we weren't having any issues with the app. That's all I can speak to. And if the commission members have any questions for you, then that would be.
Yeah, I have a question, Caroline. Did you, after you had trouble downloading the app, did you try to pay through the kiosk directly?
no, because I'd already gone into my meeting. So, and by the time I came out, the ticket was already there.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, because I did it on the app. Because you do one app for the back of like where J. Crew is, and now there's a new app.
No.
No,
It's all the
You
same
don't need
app.
the other one. Okay.
okay,
You
we
use
now have
either app.
3 apps available to you. Pay by
Oh.
phone has been with this town since 2014. Okay,
Okay.
we introduced Passport, and we just introduced Park Mobile. So now you have 3 apps to pay for. If you were using pay by phone or trying to download the pay by phone app, that is the first app that we had that has worked fine with us. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I was trying to,
And
I
Passport has
downloaded
been
and I was
running.
trying to get my credit card on there as, payment, and it
Right.
wasn't taking it.
Right.
The app itself was not working
I know.
correctly.
And on that date, we
So-
also had Passport, so I can't speak to what happened, but again, you didn't even get to the payment process where that would be for us to discuss, but again, Commission, I'm turning it back to you.
I have a question for Stacy.
Yeah.
Has Ms. Burke had previous tickets?
There is a history of tickets on this plate, again, older tickets, but there is a history of tickets on the plate.
And then did she
Yeah,
receive
and
like a warning for the parking on Elm before?
Nope.
Okay. And Ms. Burke, have you like paid for parking in other towns with different apps, or do you usually, like, if you go to Stanford or Norwalk and pay to park, do you?
Yes, I
pay?
use the pay by, not this one,
Park
the
Mobile.
other parking pay, yeah, at
Yeah.
the mall and Stanford and Norwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that
so-
date though, Kevin, that wasn't up and running at that time. Yeah.
Okay, wasn't. But in the future, I would definitely suggest to just use. It's so much easier to just try and use one app for as many of the different towns you can.
Yep.
And then, yeah, I guess that's my only question. Marley, do you have any questions?
This is, I guess, obviously a separate problem from the technology with the kiosks that we've been having a problem with, right? Like this wouldn't be related.
No, this has nothing to do with the kiosks, and we haven't, we have gotten through our bumpy roads with those. Which I'll explain at a later point,
Yeah.
but one has nothing to do with the other, no.
Okay.
Ms. Burke, do you have anything further you'd like to add, or?
No, I downloaded it and it wasn't working when I was there.
Cool. I guess.
So you're more than welcome to hang on in for the rest of the meeting, or if I will let you know tomorrow through Do I have an email for you? No, you might have to give the office a call because.
Great.
No email,
Okay, I can call you tomorrow.
okay, because I
Thank
sent you
you.
out a letter. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you. Who is
I
who's
think
next? Mr.
Mr.
Hagman?
Heckman, yeah.
Good evening. Thanks everyone for your time. I was a resident of New Canaan from 2022 to 2023, and so I'm very familiar with Elm Street and parked there many times. I happened to be visiting to meet someone for lunch and parked on the south side of the street. I exited toward the rear of the car to cross the street to the north side where Soleil is, and just didn't see the signage. So I came back and saw the ticket, downloaded the app, and will definitely be paying going forward. I just wasn't aware.
Uh, Katie or Marley, do you have any questions?
I don't have any. I don't have any.
Explanation.
I think we might have lost, oh,
No,
okay,
she must be there. She's
it's just turned off her video.
I'm here. I have no questions.
Okay.
Oh,
I have the other question for Stacy. I feel like I'm asking them just asking
Yeah.
the exact same questions, but does Mr. Hagman did he have any warnings on Elm Street
no
previously?
warnings, no, because wasn't in there during that period. There was a small history on the plate, again, older tickets, but this was one of the recent ones, so yeah, nothing exceptional.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Norwalk moving to Norwalk's tough to get New Canaan news, so. But do you pay for parking in Norwalk regularly, like when you go to the mall or?
Yeah, it's Sono and also in Greenwich. I think it's pay by, I forget what it's called, Park Mobile, I think.
Yeah.
I just didn't, I wasn't aware of on Elm Street and didn't have the app, but I do now. So I'll definitely, when I visit, we'll be taking note of that.
And I guess like for the future, also the Park Street lot behind Elm Street is now free to park there. It was at one point paid to park, and now it is free.
Oh yes, 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 and I have paid on the upper lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any more questions. Mr. Hagman, do you have any other thing?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Cool.
Alright, so I will tell you that we'll do the same thing. I have your information and I will shoot you an email letting you know what the decision of the parking commission was.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Have a
Thank you.
great evening, everyone.
You too.
You too. I thought I saw Christina pop up here. Okay, Christina, could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go. All right. You are up.
I am up. So I work locally at the Whitney shop in town, and I haven't been able to park because I'm using a different car. I haven't been able to park where I normally do behind my store where I work. And I parked on the side of the street and I was with a client and I ended up running a little late. And normally I move the car during lunch. So, like I said, I don't normally park on the street, but because of my circumstances, I had to. So I was late coming to move the vehicle and then go to lunch with because I was with a client. So that's why I ended up getting the ticket that I had, in which I left as soon as I got in my car, went to town hall and said, oh, I got a ticket, but it was like literally not even 10 minutes from the time I got the ticket. So I was responsive of that as well. On another note, obviously working in town, I have seen many customers and many people coming in using these devices that are now on the street, and not a lot of customers know how to use them. And I've seen many, as well as the lines of people trying to use them for minimal things. So getting in and out of their cars and doing something very small could be something so like that takes twice as long because they have to use the the parking holes or whatever it's called. So
Yes.
so on a perspective of somebody who works in town, and that then I got a ticket, so I was like, this is a lot. Like, on top of seeing customers come in, they don't know how to navigate them, to be honest with you, because I've given out those pamphlets that have been given to us at the store that you say, oh, here's where you can park and da da da, and it's all fine and dandy if you want to park up beyond the lot and behind the movie theater, but not a lot of customers want to do that. So they don't like to like navigate down the hill and do something very responsive. Today, I'm going to tell you, in my own experience, I went to Dunkin' Donuts with my daughter to grab something quickly. And the parking attendant, the female, came out and was like, oh, you can't park here, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, they literally just grabbed, we have to pay. I'm going to give you a ticket. They want me to give you a ticket. That's what she said. So on that perspective, it's very negative. And I'm telling you, as a townie, because I've lived here, I've literally grew up here. I was born in 1976. So I grew up in the same house I live at. So this is like an entire another level of, I'll pay the ticket if I don't care about paying the ticket, but at this point, I'm just voicing my opinion as to this is ridiculous. I've never gotten a ticket in this town in my entire life. You can look it up. I've never gotten a ticket. So the fact that like this on top of me working in town and all of this, like listening to customers come in is like another level of, and hearing these people like say that they got tickets and they didn't even know there was a terminal. Like you can't tell somebody that hasn't lived here in their entire life, or I don't know, that lived here and then came back to visit, that, oh, you should know there's a terminal to pay. It's not noticeable. And I'm telling you that, even though there's a terminal outside of the store, I can tell you literally nobody knows that it's there.
Christina, do you mind if I jump in and, excuse me, parking commission members, do you have an employee permit? Parking permit for one of the employee lots in town for free? Cause I know.
The owner of the building has several
permits.
spaces where I can park. But because of my situation at the moment, like I drive a different vehicle, so I can't park back there.
No,
So that's why I parked where I parked.
So, do you want?
No, you're good.
We offer free permits, which I believe the owners of your business have too at
Correct.
Richmond Hill.
And they're in the
Okay.
Richmond Hill lot. I understand that.
So do you have one of those permits so that you can park there, so you?
Yes, there is the option to park there. That's like for holiday help. I'm literally been working for them for 30 years. So I've always parked behind, but in this circumstance, I happen to be parked on the street. So that's, and I understand where you're going
But
with
you
that.
do know about the free and park. I just want to make sure you do know about the free permits
Yes.
that we offer employees. You
Correct.
do not have one because you're telling me
You have to,
don't
but
do
you
one.
have to get like listed as that person parking there. I understand that.
And if you ever, by the way, like, let's say you had it registered to one car and for whatever reason you had another car, you could just call the office that day and say, I'm not in my XYZ car, I'm in this car, and it's the same permit, and that would, just in the future.
Allow you to park there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what your
Yeah.
situation is where you're saying you can't park in your spot, so maybe we could have.
I was driving a different vehicle that doesn't have the capacity to park there, so that's why I had to park on the street.
Okay,
And so like,
the
I
vehicle-
literally like, it's like a.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
it's like a dance of like where you can park or whatnot, but I get it. Like we've had employees that have parked at the Richmond Hill lot. I've never had to just because I come and go all day long. Like I said, I was parked for lunch and then leave like 3-4 times a day. So it was just a matter of me not getting there in the timely manner to move it. So, I mean, I've never had to do that before. It was just this circumstance, so.
Are you parking on the street regularly now that you're in this other vehicle?
I am parked just for a couple hours at each time. And then I literally live like right at as a reach from town. So like I come and go constantly. And I have kids, so like I'm coming and going from the schools. So yes, I come and go all day long. So I may be parked there multiple times, but it's not, if it's a free, like where I parked was the 2-hour area. So I parked there and then I would normally leave and then come back and then go again to like pick up somebody or whatever through the schools. So I'm never parked there like all day long is what I'm saying.
Stacy, where exactly was this? Where's the 2 hour?
It's the
zone?
Bank of America, like where that lot is and CVS,
Mm.
like right there. And St. Aloysius on the opposite side. So there's like several spaces.
Oh wait, that's a town. Wait, that lot.
Cherry Street, Cherry Street, Cherry
Oh
Street.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
on the
so on the street. So on the street.
On the street, like on Cherry Street, like back by the Bank of America lot and.
Yeah. So it's not inside the Bank of America lot.
No.
We're not going
No,
there.
but they
Oh,
normally
okay.
let me park there, but like when it's full, they're like, you can't park here right now because it's full. So like they are, always welcome to have me park there, but sometimes it's just too busy. So
Got it.
sometimes I have to park on the street. Like I said, I've worked at the Whitney shop for 30 plus years, as well as my mother and my grandmother. So this is not like something I've ever had to deal with. So this is a little.
And before the Elm Street new parking rules came into effect, were you parking in that Bank of America lot as often as possible? Then like.
No, I normally park in my employee, like where the employees are allowed to park. But like I said, this vehicle I have is like bigger than, it doesn't allow it to like park back there.
Mm.
So I've never had this problem before where I can not park there. Because like I said, I come and go very frequently all day. So.
Christina, so if you're going to be driving the larger car for a length of time, do you think it makes sense to go to the parking bureau and get a permit for, the parking options for people who work in town for the Richmond Hill lot?
I probably won't have it that long, but yes, that does make sense. I agree with you. But I probably won't have it that much longer because my other car is being fixed. So in the next, let's say, week or so, I would probably have the same car. But other than that, I would normally have my other vehicle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Marla, do you have any questions?
No, I was going to ask about the same thing. Like maybe does it make sense to, to get a permit if you're going to have that car?
And Stacy, I assume she was right. She has no other
He
tickets.
is absolutely 100% correct. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. After 30 years,
Yeah.
I've only
So-
lived here what?
Since 1976, I have had no tickets.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only been driving for like 10 years already. I have a driver's have you downloaded the app or one of the apps, or have you
Yeah,
parked on Elm Street?
I have so many apps for parking and I get it. Like I know how to use them, but I'm telling you that like my customers that come into my job, they're like, I don't know how to do this. I give them the pamphlet that you guys gave us and they're like, I still don't understand it. And a lot of them are elderly. They don't want to walk in the store anymore because they're like, this is like, I can't even shop because I can't go in like sporadically to just pick something up. Like, so I'm just telling you my experience. This has nothing to do with my ticket or whatever, but the experience of customers coming in, they have a negative vibe and they don't even want to shop in town anymore. It's kind of sad because like you can't do something very quickly. Like I said today, I went to Dunkin' Donuts with my daughter to pick up something she ordered and I got like, oh, well, they want me to give you a ticket. And I'm like, well, that's very odd. And I even know her. She went to high school with me. Like she was in high school with me at the same time.
She should not have said that if she said that.
If
That's
she's-
not the case.
No, she said they want me to give you a ticket if you park on South and Elm. And I'm like, that's terrible. Like, why would you do that?
That's not the case.
Yeah.
And she was like yelling at my daughter, like in the car, like she was parked, the car was running. My daughter was in the car. She's a junior at New Canaan High School. We had a college meeting this morning. I'm just venting to you. Sorry, but not sorry. And she was like saying to my daughter, you can't park here. And my daughter's like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Can't move the car. And she's like, well, I had to. And then I came out and she's like, they say I have to give you a ticket if you park on South and Elm, if you didn't pay. And I'm like, holy crow, I didn't even know there was a terminal on South. Like where the curry chicken place or the curry mango is and I didn't even know there was one there. I literally work on Elm Street and I know that people are having trouble with it. Even when it was first installed, the parking, like whatever, I don't know what you want to call officers, they were having difficulty with the terminal. I saw them out there looking at it like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, we were. Nobody is going to tell you that we weren't. There was a time period where the machines were giving us issues, and then there was a time period where there was a banking issue. The machines were
Right.
absolutely fine, but there was a banking issue.
And they were out of order and there was lines of customers, like
Okay,
literally
we were well aware of that, and that is why nobody got a ticket. That was
Right.
all corrected after
But
the
if-
first of the year.
if you have like 3 or 5 people I literally see customers out there, there's 3 or 5 people deep. And if they need to come in and just grab something at the store, a store or a restaurant.
Is it
There's
they're
no-
having trouble with the machines, or is it they're having trouble
No,
with the
but
fact
if
that
you're
they
3
can't
or
run in
5
and
people
see
deep, how
something?
can you run into a store and grab your order? Like we have to like literally like deliver something to the street because they can't park. An employee has to go out and then literally give something to a customer because they can't park. Like I said, I couldn't even go in and
Do
get
they
a
know about the 15-minute parking in the Morrisport lot or on Park Street so that they don't have to pay and they could run in and pick up their
If you're in,
items if it's
but
ready?
if you're in front of a store and that's the store you want to go to, you can't go into that store because you then have to get out and pay. You have to find a parking spot is the problem. That's the problem, is that
Or is it finding the
it's-
parking spot or paying for the parking spot? I'm kind of getting a little confused over here.
so if you have,
I think we're getting a little further away from just the overtime parking on Cherry Street.
yeah, 100%. I'm
I-
sorry to bring
Yeah.
it to I'm just telling you from my experience from this whole parking thing that has happened. And that's what I was getting at. And I apologize for
Yeah.
going further from the whatever initial.
I think your opinion's helpful.
I'm just telling you as a person who's worked in town for 30 plus years, as well as like the rest of my family and whatever, like I've literally worked here so long, I've never had this issue. So that's what I was getting at. And I thank you for listening to my point of view. And
Christina, I just want to say thank you. I know it's frustrating. I know you're not alone. We on the commission have been hearing it.
Yeah.
You are heard, you are validated,
Yeah.
and we appreciate your feedback.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Katie.
I will
So
let you know what the outcome is. I will give
All
you, I have your email address, so thank you.
All right, honey. Thanks. I appreciate all of your time and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let me just
Okay.
make sure nobody else popped in.
Is
Okay.
Pam?
Oh, no, Pam is not. Pam, that's what I just checked. She's not here.
Yep. Okay, so with at the end of the last parking violation appeal, should we go on to the new parking update on the new parking initiative by Stacy?
I would love to address that. So as you can hear from Christina, she shared with you, I guess, her feedback. And I'm just gonna give you a little bit about what's going on now. So I do agree with her. Nobody's denying the fact that we have had some issues with these machines since they were installed. We have had glitches, we have had bumpy roads back and forth. Okay, some of them were the machines towards the end of our year. It really wasn't the machines any longer. We had a banking issue that took us a bit to find, and that was on our side. Okay, but once that was corrected, once we found that, okay, once everything was done there, everything was up and running without a problem. From the first of the year, and actually because of the holiday and because the way that the New Year's felt, I would say from the 7th of January, I would give that as our start date. The machines were functioning properly, and I'm going to give you some statistics because I know you heard from people who said that everyone's having problems, that you just heard from Christina, these people didn't know about to pay, but I'm going to give you statistics because statistics are a good thing to have. From the machines, from January 7th through the 2nd of February, there were 2,937 transactions made at the machines themselves. Through Pay by Phone, 2,385 transactions. Through Passport, 533 transactions. And Park Mobile, which just got up and running on January 28th. So we've only been there for a few days. And I can only get statistics up until February 1st. There were 224 transactions. We had a total for that time period on Elm Street of 6,079 transactions through all of our payment methods. Okay, people know that they have to pay. People are paying. Okay, the machines are up and running. And we are getting a good feedback on everybody parking there. Now, I know that there are a lot of people that, as you can see by Christina, might have other opinions, but people are adjusting, people are paying, people are learning how to pay, and everything is functioning the way they should be. So I feel that it's important as the parking manager to let you know that. I know you might be getting other feedback, but from our perspective, things are going the way they should be. Now, as far as these 3 appeals that people didn't know that they should pay on Elm Street, there is always going to be people that don't know that they have to pay. Okay? We did everything in our power to make it possible to get the information out there. We gave a grace period of 3 months. There comes a time where we have to say that it is now up to the people parking to look at their surroundings, look for machines, look for signage, look for something, because things change. They change everywhere. And if we continue to let people say that, oh, I didn't know, that's why I got a ticket, then the people that are doing the right thing are really the ones getting penalized, not the people that are getting the tickets because they didn't think to look. And that's how I feel about it, and maybe but my feeling is that we are at a point now with this new initiative that I feel with those type of statistics, people know what's supposed to be done and things are working the way they should be. We're talking about, this is in a month's time frame. So that's just the update that I wanted to give you, because I know you're probably not getting great feedback and you hear a lot of things out on the streets, but I think we're doing well with everything going on.
Stacy, out of those 6,000 transactions, is there like an average length of time stay on Elm Street?
That is a good question. From what I pulled, I can't tell you that, but I'm sure I can do a different report and tell you what, if it's 75, we're looking at 30 minutes, we're looking at the 2 hours. On these particular reports, I just wanted to give you the number of transactions that I was seeing, but I'm sure I can pull it down by days and actual individual transactions.
Good question.
And I do have to say, like, that first time that I parked on Elm Street with the new parking initiative, like, I think it was around Christmas. I was actually dropping some stuff off to Franco's, and oh man, I think I spent more time in my car trying to figure out to download the app, setting it up, than actually running into Franco's and running back to my car. Than like,
and I'm
it was
not going to
crazy.
say you're wrong, Kevin. At that time, yes, there were it was probably more. The time period that we were experiencing these issues was not the greatest time in the world to start having the little glitches here and there, but it was what it was, and we have moved forward. I'm sorry?
It's important to draw a distinction between the kiosk issues and app issues and the overall feedback of the initiative. Those are two separate things. And I do get blowback about it being said in the meetings that we're getting positive feedback because I'm virtually not hearing any of it at all. I mean, maybe one or two comments on social media in support of it. So I just wanted to, Stacy, the Parking Bureau is doing a great job, implementing it, dealing with the task as it was handed to you. I mean, nothing but kudos and managing the, glitches and problems. That's separate from the perception of the initiative. I just wanted to point that out.
No, and I totally understand that, but I also don't want it out there that they're experiencing the issues any longer with the machines. I mean, maybe you're getting feedback on other things, but I'm trying to set the record straight here that the machines are functioning, the apps are all up and running. It's just a matter of people using them, and wanting to use them. And so that's where I'm trying to straighten out any kind of maybe misconceptions or discrepancies and everything, that people can't turn around and say, oh, the machines are difficult to use, they're not working properly. That's not the case any longer.
Right.
Also, I think I was looking on the website. I wanted to figure out exactly like the breakdown of cost for parking on Elm Street. And I looked on the website and there was no like breakdown. I still don't know the breakdown of how much like 15 minutes costs, like an hour. Like
Does it say? I thought I updated that on the homepage.
I looked like last month and I was
and forgive me if it's not. I thought there was a couple of lots that I haven't updated, and I will admit I didn't get to it with a lot of things going on, but I thought I did put like 30 cents for 75 cents for 30 minutes, $1.25 for an hour, $2.50 for 2 hours. It was
is
75
that all?
cents.
Is that the same price all through town?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's on there. But I don't think it was clear that it was like Elm
That's
Street
where
specific.
all the machines.
Got it.
Yeah, except of course Center and Locust. That's 55 cents.
Stacy and Deanna and I had a meeting this morning, and I'll just add that we're hearing negative feedback. We are. I mean, Deanna's getting emails of positive feedback, negative feedback. We're all getting it. If I could remind everybody though that the reason that we did this was to keep the circulation of Elm Street moving. And so every day I make it a point once, if not twice, to go out and walk Elm Street a couple times a day, just to sort of see for myself. I'm not looking at anything other than just looking at the availability of parking spaces. And by and large, I mean, Christmas was Christmas, but by and large, outside of that Christmas frenzy, I'm finding that there are, 5, 6 spots open, here and there, right? On the street. Whether that's related to the initiative or not, I can't tie them together other than saying that was the goal, was that 20% of the spaces were turning over to allow for people to find places to park. That's just anecdotal data, that's just me walking the streets. But based on a lot of the negative feedback that I'm hearing, it makes me feel a bit better when I go out there and say, all right, at least maybe what we're not hearing anymore outside of that Christmas week is I can't find a spot. The narrative has turned more to maybe that it's more difficult to actually figure out how to pay, but people are maybe being able to find a spot, or hopefully as time goes on, more easily. But that's again just my
I had a little bit of a similar but different take on that, which is like I notice a lot of spots on Elm Street now, and I'm wondering if the fulcrum has swung like too far a little bit.
right.
That's what I'm hearing from merchants, Tucker, that they don't like all the open spots on Elm Street, and there are a lot of them, but it's
There's a
hard
lot,
to say.
yeah.
It's hard to say what that's attributable to.
Yeah, I mean, at least then someone who says I can never find a space on Elm Street, at least now, we're seeing that there are spaces available. Again, what that's attributed to, I'm not sure. There are spaces available.
But we're also getting a lot of people saying that they go to town much less. It's making them go to town much less. They're not doing their quick trips in town.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
I know, we're hearing it all too, and reading it and everything.
Yeah, what was the phrase that I heard, Katie? I read that thing that we were talking about, but it's like they're voting with their armchair, kind of, right? Because it's like inconvenient and difficult, and that's a bummer. I don't know how to fix that.
The mom's page post.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, I mean, it's been, these last couple of weeks with the snow. I hope you all saw that we were removing the town was in there on Monday trying to remove snow from town. I mean, it's been brutal, right? Between the snow, the freezing cold, the glitches we were having. And I can say with that one glitch that we were having with the machines, it was literally like 5 of us, Deanna included, in a room with someone from India trying to figure out what this problem was. It was like your worst nightmare when you call an 800 number and they're like, representative, like, please, someone help me. But it took us a while. And once it got figured out, it was literally just the push of a button. But that was very frustrating. I can promise you that.
Stacey, I have a question on the data you sent us of the 2024 over 2025 citations.
That would be
a huge increase in citations. Like I think I figured 40%. But we don't have a month-over-month breakdown. What do you attribute that big increase to?
And if I remember correctly, we were down an officer in 2024 for a little bit of time because he was out doing some surgery. I believe it was twice in 2024. I have to double check that because I looked at that difference as well, and I didn't get a chance to confirm it, but I believe we were short an officer for some period of time there.
So if we were short an officer for a period of time, the difference in collection of revenue collected was $58,000 more in 2025. So if that was the reason for the difference, the attendants certainly make their money, I guess.
And they're out there,
they're needed.
They're out there, yep.
So I guess is this kind of moving into the parking manager's report, I guess? Yeah,
so before I start that, if you don't mind, I'd like to.
Well, I wasn't sure. Let me just say, I wasn't sure if that was related to the paid parking initiative.
No, that's okay. No, that's just fine.
Because those were mostly warnings in 2025, right? I mean, would you say we handed out a lot of tickets on Elm Street?
End of 2025, but at a point, we weren't even giving out warnings when we were having a really large issue with the banking and end of it. We couldn't even give out warnings because people couldn't even get to the machines. So there was not a lot of warnings towards the end of December or
So
just.
the year over year
It's
does not have
included.
to do with. the
Excuse
paid
me?
parking. The year over year change does not have to do with the paid parking initiative.
The new initiative, no, I would say most of that does not have to do with it, no.
Okay, so this may have to go into the hands of your successor, but I think monthly comparisons would be helpful going forward, so we can see the.
And I know you asked that, yes, yep, so.
Okay.
Speaking about my successor, I didn't get a chance to introduce him to all of you, but I know Marley's out there. Marley might know Kevin, but this is Kevin O'Connor, and he will be
Kevin,
the new parking manager. And you'll see him in the March meeting, so he already has his next meeting instructions.
Congrats, Kevin. So proud of you, man.
And he has.
Thank you, Marley.
And he has been covering for me when I've been out over the last, few weeks, and he is doing great. He picks up everything so quickly, and
I worked for the town for 5 years.
yeah. And he has worked for the town clerk prior to this, so he is familiar with the town. He's familiar with town hall. He knows everybody. So he's gonna be a great fit.
But these are big shoes to fill.
No.
I follow in your footsteps, so be patient with me. I'll certainly try and do my best. But
We're all gonna get him through
Stacey,
this.
you're a legend, and you have such a good reputation.
She knows we're still gonna reach out to her.
I've given my phone number to whoever needs it, so. But yeah, so I wanted to just get Kevin on board here, and yes, so moving forward, that would be great. For every meeting, we can start doing the breakdown. So you can see the ups and downs. Now, I did pull, and I didn't send this to you, but over the last January 7th to February 2nd, just alone on Elm Street, there were 406 tickets issued. So that's just strictly on Elm Street for the start of the new year up until February. So
and what would that be? What would that have been last year?
So, on Elm Street? Well, I just did the unpaid space now. I didn't do the overtime parking for Elm Street specifically last year, but I can tell you, so that would have to be another number that I would run just because it was a different violation code. Last year, it would have been a 42 overtime parking. This year, it's a
That comes out to about 12 tickets a day, 12, 13 tickets a day.
I think we're doing a little bit more than that, but that's what we're
I
coming
was
in.
counting Sundays,
Yeah,
but yeah.
no, shouldn't count. Yeah, don't count Sundays.
Right. How about, I think one thing I would like to also watch is any increase in no permit spaces, the handicap zone, obstruction categories, because I think there is a ripple effect as people try to park elsewhere now. And I know that the private lots are full. I mean, I don't know if anyone's tried to park at Walgreens lately, but the lot is full and you go into Walgreens and there's nobody in there.
Same thing with the commuter lots though. I mean, clearly people, but they're awful. I mean, all of a sudden, it's just like everybody is out here,
And that snow does not help.
I know.
Highway is doing a great job. They're doing their best. They're
Is the sidewalk outside of Starbucks that you would use to go from Starbucks to, say, the toy store, is that Starbucks sidewalk? Because it's not clear and you have to walk way out into the street to
I know.
get.
I think it is theirs. Yes.
So how does that happen? Does somebody need to talk to them? Because there's not even a shoulder there. Like you have to walk in Harley.
Yeah, and we've also had, we've had to reach out to down in front of like Gopher and the Minty Bank. There's like a 12-inch wide path that's been shoveled. And we've had to reach out to all of the merchants and remind them that it is their responsibility.
Stacy, I have one question on the citation list that you gave us.
Oh, sure.
There was one July 4th parking pass. There's two of those. What is that?
So, one year they had the July 4th fireworks. They wanted us to go out there. Anyone that didn't pay for a parking pass and they wanted to park and they were going into the lot to pay for a parking pass. Okay, we're receiving, it wasn't a ticket, it was actually I would say an invoice so that they could go and pay for, instead, if they didn't have a parking pass because they didn't come into town hall to purchase one to park, and now they were trying to park, they wanted us to give out, they thought it would be helpful if we gave out these tickets for the $35. So it was like them purchasing a pass on the day of, instead of the actual pass.
Where was this?
For
And-
July 4th fireworks.
Yeah, but where?
Like
Down.
South Avenue and in any of those parking lots where they were supposed to have a pass to
So
park.
down for the fire, down
Yeah.
Wavy.
Down Wavy.
Okay, not in town.
No, not in town, down there.
And
That
and,
was
and,
only really for 1 year, it didn't work out very well, so, they
that's what I
stopped.
guessed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they wanted us to give that a try, to see if it would be helpful for the town.
And I assume that money was given to
The
the
July
July
4th.
4th committee, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Stacy, between the 2 years, the handicap parking in a handicap zone more than doubled, and
Yeah.
fire hydrant doubled. I mean, again, is that attributable to being down a parking attendant for a duration?
I'm gonna say probably part of it, but I think there's just more people getting out there over the last year than there have been. And I just think people are just parking where they need to or want to. And that's also what we're seeing too. We're seeing more people out on the streets and more people parking illegally, unfortunately. So it might be a combination of a little bit of both. But yeah, that I can't exactly speak to that per se. So. But it is helpful having, both enforcement officers out, at the same time.
And last month, we had mentioned about adding attendance. Were we going to put that on the agenda, or is that not our decision? I can't remember.
I
That
think we can write a
is
letter.
actually not, that is probably. I
I don't know how we
I-
can't have a
Probably might go a little
superintendent.
bit
I
That
better.
was not included in the budget.
Budget, yeah.
It didn't get approved by the board of selectmen.
Yeah, I think I mean, this is also like the charter commission meeting is going to be kind of important because like really what is the power of the parking commission? But like I think basically what they've done in the past is that they can like write a letter basically signed by all the members of the parking commission saying like this is a great idea, this is why, and then we'd approve it and then send it to the first selectman and then I think also like we can also look at Stacy's budget and kind of make suggestions there too, technically.
Timing's key, all because we're almost halfway, not less than
Yeah.
halfway through the budget cycle.
Yeah, like the budget, like Stacy's budget is ready when, like December, early
Mhm.
December.
Yeah.
So like it has to be
Okay.
done like November, basically.
Yeah.
So put that on your calendar for
Get on
November.
your list, definitely.
And again, it's important to note that being down for a short duration, may have resulted in almost $60,000 of uncollected fines or unissued tickets. I mean, that's a big difference.
What we did do during that time, by the way, though, so just so you know, is we basically took Mike and Lisa and said, don't worry about the peripheral, like we wanted them downstairs, downtown, out of their cars, on foot, walking up and down Elm Street, helping people to understand what was going on, just talking to people that just act as ambassadors. That was really a large part of what they did those last few weeks.
The last few weeks for the initiative, so a lot of other areas were not getting
Covered.
patrolled.
So there's even really a bigger difference because 2025, we,
I would say that I don't think you're gonna see that much of, for that one, those few months, I don't think it's gonna be a significant change. But we're focusing mostly on the downtown area, towards the end, but Lisa was getting around on the outside too. So we were trying to keep up with that, and in the commuter lots, best we can. So. And I'm done.
Okay, so should we move on to voting for the appeals? So should we go in order that in the order of the, let's just go down the list of,
That would be great.
okay, so Pam Alberino did not show up, so traditionally we don't grant the appeal, so I vote to uphold the ticket.
yep.
So that's unanimous. Miss Anker, let's start a discussion on her. She's the Whitney Shop owner, overtime parking on Cherry Street. I mean, it's her first ticket in 30 years. I would say void it for that alone, basically. But I mean, it's up to you.
I'm sympathetic to her, but I don't see a reason to void it if she was over her time.
Well, I guess it's like a warning because it's her first ticket in 30 years. Or, yeah.
Marley, what do you think?
I mean, I thought we kind of had a thing about town employees like bouncing around town.
Yeah, I think that's kind of important too, is that they shouldn't be parking on the street. They should get I mean, again, I'm sympathetic to her, but she really should get a town permit.
I mean, the
Right.
flip side of it is, I guess she has a car that doesn't fit in her lot where she normally parks. I don't have a sense of how often she's parking on the street, but I know we've talked about employees.
Yeah, on a side note, I wanted to ask because we had Dunkin' Donuts visit a private lot that I'm familiar with and approach them and ask if they could, if their employees could park there, pay to park there. And Stacy, I forwarded that on to you, but it again begs the question, how are we communicating to all the businesses in town that there's somewhere for them to park? Because I was at my vet and the people there didn't know that they could park. So I don't know what the answer to that is, but there's a communications issue that seems like an easy fix if we can communicate.
I would tell you that besides and we're talking about employee permits, correct?
Correct.
Okay, besides the website that it's listed there, I know the chamber has gotten that information out to every business that they have on file to let them know.
Like, is Dunkin' Donuts part of the chamber?
Absolutely.
They are.
know
That's so strange because this was like, I think the manager or assistant manager of the shop that went to this private lot looking for.
Problem is that sometimes the contact that the chamber has is the owner, and maybe he's not telling the manager, there's that. But yeah, every single business has been either hand delivered or reached out to by phone, email, or whatever, to know that was part of the big thing that we did when we initiated the whole free parking for the downtown employees.
Yeah.
Laura and I were out there
Yes.
every day,
But
knocking on doors, leaving pamphlets or big orange pieces of paper, and then a lot of follow-up emails. So I think it's just a matter of someone's not telling the manager, maybe.
And Stacy, by your estimate, how many more business parking permits do you think are available in town?
well, those free permits we give are unlimited, and I'll explain to you why. Any of the lots, I give them out to the employees, but I let them know that it does not guarantee them a space. Because if we limit the amount of employee permits in those lots, you're gonna have employees all over the streets. Because if you look at the number to number, we would never fit all the employees in the lots. But a lot of the times, because they're hourly employees, because they all work different shifts, they rotate. So even though a business might have a certain amount of employees, they're not all working at the same time, and I hear that an awful lot. Like I have employees, but they're all working different times. So there's a lot of space availability in the lots. Do they sometimes get full? Yes. But most of the time we do have availability. So in order to be consistent and try to keep the employees off of the streets, away from the prime parking, we give them those employee permits with me telling them that it doesn't guarantee you space if you do get to the lot and it's full and you need to park someplace else, you've got to follow the parking regulations and try to move your car back into the lot as quick as possible. But if we tell you you can't have a permit, you're gonna have to pay all day someplace else or move your car all day long someplace else. So for the couple of times that you might encounter a space not available when you pull into the lot, you're better off having the permit and trying to figure out something for that time period. Then we do let them interchange, like center is busy, you can go to Locust, and if Locust might be busy, because occasionally we'll let them go to center, and we try to let them use the other lots as well. So we give them all the availability we can.
I do have to say also as a side note, I watched the planning and zoning meeting from last week, I think. There was
The library.
about this,
The
the library
library.
parking study at Center
Yeah.
School. It was kind of interesting to see what the
Yeah.
commission, what the study
Okay.
came to.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I guess should we vote on Miss Anchor? Just to get it's already a little later than I like to. I guess, yeah, I mean, I'm swayed. I'll vote to uphold the ticket.
I
So we have
think we should uphold the ticket.
3 to
Okay.
uphold.
Unanimous. Next, Ms. Burke. This was the card read error in the app. She has a few tickets in the past, not on Elm though. And she said that she downloaded the app for future use.
I vote to uphold the ticket.
Um,
I mean, she could have used the kiosk, right?
yeah. But I
Yeah.
can tell you from experience, it is stressful to get into that, to get that first app to work the first time. But yeah, I agree. Give yourself a minute or two more.
I've only used the kiosk, not the app.
No.
So, I mean, it's fairly straightforward, even though I was using it in the glitchy period. But
I do have to say the app, I've used the app since and once you get it working, it is easy. You just roll in, type in the 5 numbers that they have wherever you park, and then it's like I'm gonna only be here for a half hour, and you're good.
A lot of times it already knows too. Like my
Yeah.
location must be on. Like it's just like, are you in Morse code or wherever it is?
Yeah, if you're gonna
If you have
notices on them.
Yeah, it's the
Yep.
settings on notifications, location settings, yeah.
Yeah.
Harley?
Yeah, this one's tough because I know apps like do glitch. I had a problem with a credit card on another thing I was doing, not parking, but she could have used the kiosk, so I get that. So I'll uphold.
Yeah, I vote to uphold too. And Katie, you're uphold also?
yeah, uphold.
It's
3 to
unanimous.
uphold. Perfect, okay.
Now, Mr. Hegemon?
Yeah.
Hegemon, from Norwalk, he didn't see the signs and he parked on Elm Street. Any thoughts?
I guess that just falls into the category of there's really nothing you can do. I mean, the way he explained, he parked and turned and crossed the street. Yeah, he's not going to see the sign, and it's never been there before. But we obviously can't go on a case-by-case basis like that. I think I have to vote to uphold the ticket on that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm in your
Yeah.
camp. I think if we do one, then everyone's gonna have,
say they didn't see the sign.
they didn't see the
I
sign.
truly believe.
Even though
he
I,
didn't see the sign,
truly
but
believe he probably
Yeah.
didn't, right? And
I agree, and I sympathize with that.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to say, I walking up and down the street, I never see those kiosks. I feel like might have like kiosk blindness at this point. Like, I didn't even
I'm
see
so
them.
glad about that though, because I remember initially everyone was like, oh my God, they're gonna look like Greenwich. And thank God they do blend in, believe it or not, which.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too much.
I know. I know.
Maybe
Even
we
with
could
the
put,
big blue peas on both sides of him.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe
maybe that's the answer to all those comments on New Canaan moms about them being so ugly is nobody's, as a parking commission member, I can tell you nobody sees them.
Right.
Do we feel satisfied with the signage for, out of towners that they pull into Elm Street, that I think to a degree, it's fair to, if you're completely new to town, that you should be checking to see
yeah.
if you have to pay to park. But
I mean,
for
I think-
people,
I
there's
guess-
certainly a learning curve.
Yeah,
If
he
you're
lived in
accustomed
New
to not-
Canaan too, so he probably was used to
I
the system.
still
and then-
park and forget. I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna run in here. Like, I forget. I would be very sympathetic to longtime residents saying they can't adjust.
Yeah, I think, I'll vote to uphold also. So that's unanimous.
Yep.
And then Mr. Oxman, he had no idea. He's been in New Canaan for 35 years. He did not know that, I guess, town switched over to paid parking. He's had no tickets in the past and did not get a warning. He said he'd pay in the future. What do you think?
Uphold. I feel like we're mean tonight or
I
something.
know. I know.
But I feel that, it is what it is. I think individually, they're all situations where the ticket should be upheld just because the violation is clear, and making the exception would make enforcement going forward dicey and difficult.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't pick like winners and losers.
No, and we can believe someone when they say they didn't see something, but that doesn't always translate to a voided ticket.
Yeah. Marley?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel for him. I think he was talking
No.
about, the advertisers. So,
Well, the good news is I think that, and I'm gonna send him an email tomorrow because I do have his email, and I'm gonna send him a direct link to get some of this information. So the one takeaway is that hopefully now he can be better informed.
Yep.
So I guess a vote to uphold.
But to
Everyone
uphold.
else? Unanimous? Okay. So is that it? I think so. So should we close the meeting at
If
8:18?
you don't mind, before you guys
Oh.
leave, I just want to say thank you so much for making my life so easy with you guys on the parking commission. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be working with you. And I know moving forward, you're going to have a great person to work with, and I'm sure you're going to accomplish great things. So thank you. It's not easy giving up your time, especially at 7 o'clock at night. So I greatly appreciate what you've been doing for me and for the town. So thank you again. And
Stacey, it's been a pleasure working with you.
such a pleasure. Oh my gosh, we're gonna
All
miss
the
you.
best in
Thank
your
you, Stacey.
next-
I don't even know it yet, but we're gonna have cake. I'll send you guys all the information and we'll have stuff on.
And Kevin, I'll pop in the town hall to say hi face to face.
Yes.
great.
Stacey's been,
Thank
remember
you.
she was with PD before she came here. And we're really sorry to see her go. We're thrilled with Kevin. Kevin's got a lot of good background information already, but it's been a pleasure, Stacey.
Well, thank you. For me,
I will send you all,
for me
as I say, we're gonna have cake, so please stop by.
thank you.
Put your feet up.
Yeah.
Have a great breakfast and night.
So I guess we have to
All right.
close the meeting now.
Sure.
So I make a motion to end the regular park commission meeting of Wednesday, February 4th.
Second.
All in favor? Sweet. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
And